Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
It's the Return of Joe at 2026. We're a little bit delayed this year so far because just snow and all kinds of stuff happening. And violence, of course. So we're here to talk about History of Violence, 2005, David Cronenberg. We're at Scott's house, and you see we're here set dressed for the occasion of a very happy-go-lucky movie. Starring Viggo Mortensen, Maria Bello, sorry, not Ed Harris, William Hurt, kid who plays his son, and we're off to the races. I've never seen this movie. I've seen the preview. I've seen the cover. There's two covers. There's one with like the gun and you see Viggo's face.
Yeah.
But there's also the one where he's like, it's like kind of like an action. It looks like an action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very misleading.
Very Ronin-like.
Yeah.
If you've seen the Ronin cover.
Very misleading of a cover. So it's about Viggo, who plays a character named Tom Stahl. He's a diner worker, a family man, and these two criminals, very depraved people, come in to try to rob the place, and he stops them, becomes a local hero, and then Ed Harris, with a messed up eye, comes in with a bunch of people, guys in suits, and he's like, "Hey, Joey, I don't know what you're talking about, sir." And that's where the story kind of blossoms from there. There's other things going on with like the son, who's in high school and he's being bullied. And there's a wife that's, I feel like in the movie she's kind of, not has screws loose, but there's definitely something a little unhinged about her a little bit at times.
Yeah, I think it's...
Oh, this is based on a graphic novel, by the way, by...
John Wagner and Vince Locke.
Yeah.
This is one of those like comic adaptations that you can always hit your friends with as like a fun thing. Like, this is based on a comic, right?
Yeah. I didn't know it was based on a comic.
Yeah, it's one of those really interesting ones. And having Dave Cronenberg make the movie is also very interesting because he had moved away from his like body horror and sci-fi stuff.
There's still a little body horror when he kills the one guy in the diner and his like face is the jaw's pulsating. Like, that's kind of like Cronenberg-y.
Yeah. But it is much more human and less kind of over the top.
Yes.
But his wife, like, there's a whole lot of like deep-seated secrets, and that's kind of the theme of the film, is there's secrets. Viggo Mortensen's character carries them. His wife kind of carries them and is having complicated feelings throughout the film about them. And
there's a fun little scene in the, like, when they are alone and they are intimate and they have like a role-playing thing. Which foreshadows role-playing of just characters in general.
Exactly. And I think this is a really poignant film. We're talking about a man who's being haunted by ghosts, whether they're his or not. We don't know for a large part of the movie. But he's being haunted by a past and
a history.
Yeah. And we don't know really what to believe for a while, and it plays into the theme of the film of, finding an identity and like sticking with it, and like how do you become who you are?
Yeah.
Does your history define you? Does somebody else's history define you? And can you escape those kind of consequences? Because we're following Viggo as Tom, and he is an upstanding guy, a good guy. He runs a diner. A
little vanilla.
Yeah, he's living, small town American life, wants his son to do well and follow the rules.
Don't fight.
You don't fight, and he's big on the pacifism and kind of resolving things peacefully, and gets thrust into a situation where he has to be a hypocrite, and things begin to unravel because of that, and we see it's very similar to me to the Vengeance trilogy by Chan-wook Park, where it's exploring the repercussions of violence.
Yeah.
And how it affects people involved, people not involved but are close to the situation. And it's a very, very good film with a lot of very complicated characters, including some very complicated scenes.
The staircase? The
staircase scene being one. And, the images of violence as well that happen in the film, and how extreme it can be, and how familial bonds, how tenuous they can be sometimes, and how fragile, and what would you be willing to do for the people you love, all of these things. It's a very, very kind of deep film that doesn't really get the notoriety I think it deserves. I would say respect, but it's an Academy Award nominated film.
Yeah.
William Hurt is even nominated for an Academy Award.
It's a very quiet Cronenberg film, I think.
Yeah, it's very similar, because I got this around the same time as I got Eastern Promises, another David Cronenberg, Viggo Mortensen film. And they're both incredible, in my opinion. And they, talk, that's the exploration, is how do you make your identity, and how do you live with this kind of life, and how do you become a good man, and how do you, or can you become a good man?
Yeah.
Even. Yeah. So, it's solid David Cronenberg. He knows how to operate a camera. He knows how to frame shots.
I will say, there's one thing I did not love about the film. Okay. I felt like some of the acting was a little... It felt dubbed at times, or just it felt stiff, mostly with the family. Like the little girl and the son, I felt were very I felt like Viggo's doing this. Everyone's working at this level, and they're working at this. I understand they're younger, but it definitely felt a little, especially that first scene where she wakes up from the nightmare about monsters, and I get why they used it. And then Viggo comes in, and then the wife comes in, and then the brother's like, "I told you a good way to get past those dreams or whatever." And they all go into the bedroom to cheer up the little girl, and it felt very stilted and a little forced.
I could argue that might be on purpose.
Okay.
Considering the situation that unravels.
Yeah, I mean...
I think it... At that point, there's a lot of people kind of playing a role.
Okay.
And some people are doing it better than others. It's not that I don't think that they... because they do genuinely care about each other. I think there's that air of too good to be true.
Yeah.
And we're setting up for what happens at the beginning of the first.
I guess I felt the son very annoying.
Yeah, I mean he is a teenager too.
Yeah, but he does do a really cool thing near the middle of the movie. I think this movie is well structured to where act. The first act, you know what it is. The second act, it has a good beginning and end, and it leads to the final act.
And that's a little doozy too.
Yeah, the third act, it takes you... When you watch the movie, you don't think it's going to end up where the third act is. You don't see it crescendoing to that.
And I think
Though the movie does start off very flat. It starts very with the killers, and it's not revealed they're killers. Mm-hmm. But then it reveals the killers, and it's very... It sets the tone of the movie. It's going to be quiet, but also very evil. And very... visceral.
And it's basically, I think it's that, like, it starts flat for, like, the immediate jerk of that ramp.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a very sudden and very random, it feels, right? Because that's how it is in a lot of these situations. And it just so happens we have Tom who steps up and saves everybody. And then, like, Shy, like, doesn't really want to get involved, but, like, everybody's forcing the issue. It's very nice of them, and they're very thankful. And then things start unraveling. You know, his identity is kind of mistaken with these bad men that show up, with Ed Harris playing a very kind of stereotype gangster.
I just think he's playing Ed Harris.
With the hardcore, like, New York, New Jersey accent.
Yeah. I think they were from Philly. I think they're from Philly.
It's still that New Jersey
that
accent.
East Coast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was from Philly.
Yeah. I thought it was different because usually the mob you think, oh, New York, or they're from New Jersey. I thought it was very refreshing that it was from Philly.
Yeah, but he has that New Jersey.
Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, that very Jersey accent. But, like, I love that kind of line they're towing a lot, where it's like, is he, isn't he, and you, like, the only person you can really take their word is Tom.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not that guy. And when we get through the story, we understand kind of why it unravels that way, and it's really well done. And
I mean, I don't want to give away.
I don't want to give away everything.
Yeah,
but it's really an interesting kind of unraveling of that kind of mystery, and I think really plays with audience expectations and, like, do we believe this person? Do we believe this person? And it's very, like, harkens back to the old, like, 40s noirs, mistaken identity films.
And I think the last scene is very, like, it hits you a little bit, where it's just like, it's like an acceptance. Mm-hmm. An awkward acceptance.
I mean, it is kind of a strange...
The paradigm shift. But it's like, we gotta go back to being this life, and...
But I think it's more like, it's almost like the stages of grief.
Yeah.
You know, where that's the final route. Like, that is the acceptance of everything that occurred in moving forward. Because, we start with, like, denial.
Yeah.
And you have, like, anger and, all of these things that pop up, and it is kind of that exploration. It's a really, like I said, it's just a movie that's gone under the radar for so long, but is such a quality film.
Yeah. Also, shout out to William Hurt's facial hair. It's real good.
It's something.
So, Joe, it's that time of the episode where we talk about, would we recommend this to the general audience? We've done a lot of Cronenberg where, like, I don't think did we recommend Naked Lunch? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't think so. Even though
I love Naked Lunch, but I feel like it's not for everyone.
It's like a Dead Ringers, where it's like, it's really good,
but it's Cronenberg.
But it's a hard watch. I think this is a lot more accessible than some of these other ones. And at the same time, there's moments that are less accessible than, like, even say, like, The Fly.
Yeah.
But I think this is a really good film. It's well done. Like, Viggo Mortensen's great. William Hurt's really good.
Ed Harris is like
great.
Oh, he's like the MVP, I feel like, in the whole movie.
And it's
Maria Bello's really good.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's really great. I mean, it's a testament to David Cronenberg and his ability to direct actors and set up shots. It's not confusing to the point of difficult to watch. It's confusing in the way I'm setting the audience up for reveals later.
Yeah.
I would say yeah. I think it's good to go. very occasionally you'll see this on cable, so it's not that far.
Yeah.
It's not that far gone.
I would say if you really want him to fight orcs, this ain't for you. Or Aragorn is not in this. He's a very different character.
It's not Hidalgo. He's not going to ride horses a lot, you know.
I wasn't even thinking Hidalgo. I'd also recommend it. It's definitely accessible at Cronenberg. It's not as weird as Naked Lunch or Videodrome, but like I feel like it's like Brood level, a little bit.
I think it's kind of like Scanners.
Scanners, okay, Scanners are better examples. It's a very Scanners level accessibility.
Yeah.
And
there's parts where you'll be like, but most of the movie you'll enjoy and you'll be enthralled and like kind of unraveling everything.
Yep. But that is our thoughts on History of Violence. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about the film. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Make suggestions for other movies we should do in the Criterion Collection. And follow us on Letterboxd. Just search Criterion Connection. You'll see all the movies we have done. See how many you've seen. And, of course, follow us on Instagram, Condish Productions. Until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm still Joe.
And we'll see you later.